There's something about being on the road for hours and hours by yourself. It kind of messes with your mind. It's like going on one of those vision quests, like the Native American tribes or those African rites of passage, except I wasn't out there hunting for buffalo or taking down a gazelle with my bare hands. I just hopped on my bike and rode. It's like 9, 10, I think maybe total 14 days across country. No drum circles, no tribal elders, just me and my thoughts. And let me tell you, when it's just you out there, you start thinking about everything. Life, death, love, what I could have said, what I could have done, and even my neighbor Joe. Joe is like one of those OGs that they don't make anymore. The kind of guy who is, basically had kind of seen it all twice and lived to tell the tale. He was a Korean War and Vietnam veteran, like, damn. Bro picked the war. Joe wasn't just old, he was seasoned, The kind of wisdom you don't get from reading books or watching YouTube. He had lived it all in real life. The kind of knowledge forged by decades of hardship, grit, and probably a whole lot of bad decisions he managed to survive anyway. He was a neighbor like everyone knew, but not everyone talked to. I see him out there on his porch, sitting with his dog in his flannel t-shirt or his flannel long sleeve shirt, and I don't really know why, but somehow we became friends and we just clicked. I think maybe it was because we never sugarcoated anything. You ask Joe something, and you better be ready for the truth, raw and unfiltered. I remember one day I was standing in the yard and I asked him, "Where were you running from?" I expected some kind of typical old man grumble, back in my day or something like that. But Joe, with a completely straight face, just looked at me and said, whatever was coming next. At first, I didn't know whether to laugh or start packing a go bag. That's some ominous advice, right? But Joe wasn't trying to be cryptic. He broke it down for me in a way only he could. He said, sometimes it's better to keep moving, even if you don't know what's around the corner. Sitting still gives life too much time to catch up with you. When you trust your instincts, really trust them, they'll save you every time. And I'm standing there nodding my head like I'm in church. Damn, Joe's out here spitting bars for free. I didn't even bring a notebook. That's what I was thinking to myself. But then he hit me with the real gem, like the kind of wisdom that sticks to your soul. He said there are very few moments in life where the best decision is to do nothing. Learn to recognize when that is, and it'll change everything for you. When an old dude in a lawn chair drops knowledge like that, you just don't hear it, you feel it. It wasn't some kind of hallmark platitude. It was real, like a lived truth, and it stuck with me, and it still sticks to me. I think about Joe a lot, especially when I'm out here on the road. You get hours and hours to yourself, nothing but the hum of the engine and the open sky. The hum can kind of lull you to sleep if you're not careful and paying attention after a few hours. And it's funny how quiet can get so loud. That's when the lessons hit hardest. The idea that movement, any kind of movement, can be salvation, even when you don't know where it's taking you. And knowing when to act, when to wait, when to trust yourself, that's the kind of stuff that only you learn by doing. Joe was one of a kind. He wasn't just my neighbor. He was a living, breathing reminder that wisdom doesn't need to be dressed up. Sometimes it's just a guy in a lawn chair, sitting on the porch with a dog in a flannel shirt. So I was just riding across country, and those conversations with Joe kept circling back in my mind. Life can feel so overwhelming sometimes, especially when we're connected to everything all the time. Phones buzzing, emails piling up, notifications lighting up your screen like a constant alarm clock. It's like the whole world is yelling at you all at once about things you don't even care about. But out there on the open road, it was different. The noise faded. It was just me, the hum of the engine, the endless horizon stretching out ahead. That's when I realized something. I might never get a chance like this again. There's this rare moment in life, this sweet spot, where you're just young enough to be brave and stupid enough to take risks. You haven't been burned too many times yet. You're not too afraid of what might go wrong. That's where I was. And I knew if I didn't take the ride now, I'd regret it forever. And here's the thing about life. If you're coasting, there's only one direction you're going: down. Gravity doesn't care about your dreams, your comfort zone. Coasting is easy. But there's no growth. Growth takes work. Growth takes resistance. It's like pushing the climbing and figuring out as you go that you really start to find yourself. So I decided to keep moving, keep learning, and keep growing. I didn't have all the answers, but I knew one thing for sure. Staying still was not an option. And who knows, maybe one day I'll be the old dude sitting on the porch with my dog,